Hello traders and welcome in a new daily markets outlook. Today is the 10th of November. It's Thursday and this video is brought to you by the market research team at ONEPRO. Let's have a quick look on the markets. Basically, we do have a very important day today on the economic agenda, as well as some really big moves expected to happen on the technical analysis side and the charts. So let's start quickly by having a look on the economic agenda for today. The economic agenda for Thursday, the 10th of November, basically seems the most busy day or the busiest day of this week. We do have a couple of speeches expected from the FOMC members, Waller, Macklem, Wallem, Wester, and George. And also from the Bank of Canada, governor is expected to give a speech. As we agreed before that the comments from monetary policy leaders all around the world are basically key and important at the moment to give markets a hint or a clue on what will happen with the monetary policies during the next period, especially the Federal Reserve, because we didn't have much clue or hint about what should be the next monetary policy actions, whether we will see more aggressive tightening or a little bit of slowing down in the pace of rate hikes. This is basically left till the next meeting. Until then, we will be highly watching for any members and comments from the Federal Reserve, just to have a look on what we can price in the markets. Apart from that, basically today we are having the CPI or the Consumer Price Index, which is the major inflation measure in the United States. Basically, it's expected to ease down a little bit to 7.9% on a yearly basis. However, markets know for a fact that the inflation will be easing a little bit. However, it's all about the actual figures versus the market expectations. I mean, if the CPI or the inflation numbers eased more than market expectations, only then we can see some bearish trading on the US dollar, because lower CPI means that the Federal Reserve might slow down a little bit the monetary tightening phase or cycle. However, if inflation basically eased down a little bit, however, it didn't reach market expectations around 7.9, this means basically that the Federal Reserve will still try to combat inflation. More aggressive tightening should be expected, and hence a stronger dollar. So basically, the CPI is key for today. And it's not only the CPI year over year, which markets will be looking for. However, the core CPI also is something that we will be highly waiting for. So on the economic side or the fundamental side, a couple of speeches expected today from the FOMC members. We have the CPI numbers, and as well as news from the US congressional elections and any updates about who basically took the House and who took the Senate. This is something that we will be highly watching. Basically, let's have a quick look on the technical analysis and the charts. What are the possible moves that we can have or trade during today's session? Please stay tuned. As usual, starting with the US dollar index. As we agreed yesterday during the daily markets outlook, we might find some support here around the 109.61. Although we do believe that this is a minor support, we will eventually break below, because we do have our weekly target still around the levels of 108.50. However, this correction to the upside, we want to wait for this to end. It seems here that the correction is trying to, let's say, continue moving upwards, but the momentum is decelerating a little bit. So this double top pattern around the levels of previous resistance, I mean those levels. So we reached those levels once, twice, and the twice was basically with a double top. So I do believe that this correction might have ended here. We will just be waiting during the day for a break below this level of 110.12. As soon as we break below, basically this should be a short entry on the US dollar. And of course, this means that on the euro, this is the correction on the euro basically to the downside. We mentioned that we reached our first target here. We do expect a minor correction, after which we will be continuing the move to the upside. So our key level to watch on the euro during today's trading day on the 30 minutes time frame should be the 1.0043. As soon as we have a breakthrough above is basically something that we would be looking to go long. Basically, the pound is acting in an odd way so far because we reached the levels on the daily time frame of the downward trend line. A huge bearish candlestick on the daily time frame is basically something we cannot neglect. So far, what's happening here on the British pound versus the US dollar is bearish, also as well as the 30 minutes time frame. We're having this upward moves, higher highs and higher lows, and then we had this lower low, and we are looking for a lower high here. So the pound might basically be bearish during this day. However, let's have a look on gold trading. Still trading in this sideways range. We do have very great resistance here. We can see the spike or the long-legged doji, this candlestick we tried to break above. However, huge selling pressure here got us back to where it started. So basically, we will be waiting for the gold trading around the levels of 1715 during the day. If we had another touch, we will be looking to go bearish on gold. Basically, on the US crude oil, it's so far so good. Trading exactly just like our weekly analysis. We mentioned that we have this resistance here. We reached the resistance 2 days ago, and so far we are trading in a clear downwards trend. Any upward move or any correction on the 30 minutes time frame is something that you definitely should look to short during the day. And that's for the US crude oil. As for the Dow Jones, basically, we mentioned also we have this resistance. We touched the resistance yesterday with a clear, another engulfing pattern. So yes, also we are bearish on the US Dow Jones. Any upward move here, it's too late to be selling here short. However, any upward move should be a good opportunity to short the US Dow Jones. However, please make sure that today we are having a couple of important information statements and as well as the CPI numbers. So please try to keep your risk at the minimum to save your accounts. So that was all for today's daily market outlook. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for another tomorrow's video. Please stay safe.